What's up everybody, Thomas here, and today we're going to be working on my car again, Merkur 1985 Merkur XR4Ti. And today we're going to be trying to get it started. So I've already had a quick look at the battery and it's totally dead. I'll show you here in a minute, but with the reading on the multimeter I got, it's got about 0.8 of a volt in it. So yeah, so that's not going to do anything. So we're going to change that out for a new battery, which I have over here. And yeah, so here I'll show you the reading on the multimeter for the battery. So here we are over at the battery. Here's the multimeter. Set it to volts DC. I got it right here. And let's look. It's positive, negative, 0.9 of a volt. I don't know if you can see that, but it says 0.9 of a volt. Yeah, that's less than 1 volt on that battery. 0.9. So we're gonna take that old battery out. I don't think it's savable, but we'll put it on the charger anyways, and then we'll put the new battery in. Alrighty, so we'll rip this old battery out. There we go. Put it off to the side here. Now just to see a little bit of dirt and stuff. Alrighty, anyways. Here's a new battery, the new MotoMaster Max, or Motocraft Max. Put that in there. Drop it in. There we go. Let's hook it up. So negative over here. Let me grab a wrench, 1 second. All right, I have the 1/2-inch wrench, so we'll tighten these down. Alrighty, so it's on there. Now let's try cranking it over and see if it makes it go. Alrighty. As you can see, it does crank, which is good. So now, I'm gonna just take that off again so that it's not draining. So that's good. Now, I guess we'll have to start having a look at the other systems or parts that the engine needs to start. So we got spark, we have electricity. Now we need air and fuel to make this thing go. So I guess we can have a look at the air intake system and stuff in there. And then after that, we'll have to go and have a look at the fuel. I'm working on my 1985 Merkur XR4Ti, my car here. And so I'm looking into this issue right now. So it's got a kind of a fuel delivery issue when you turn the key on. So let's say if we have the relay installed and the battery terminal connected. There we go, battery terminal's connected. Now if you try and start the vehicle, it will not hear the fuel pumps. So where's the key? We have the vehicle in position 2, and as you can tell, and I'll take it over here, there is no noise or anything, whereas if we remove the relay and jump pin 87 to pin 30, I'm going to do that right now, you can hear the fuel pumps come on. See, the fuel pumps are running. This is with the jumper wire installed in the relay slot. So what my first thought was on this one is maybe the relay's bad. So what I did is I tested the relay. So here's the relay. So pins 85 and 86 here and here are the coil, so they will have a specific resistance, and if you apply power, then you'll see these two will connect and there should be no resistance in between them, whereas these should be open every other time. So let's see, so between 85 and 86, if we measure resistance, I got a multimeter here, so here we are. So 85 and 86, we have a resistance of about 84.5 ohms or so. So that seems to be okay. Let's check another one just to confirm. Here's another relay, exact same. So 85 and 86, 85.8 ohms, almost the exact same. So now we know that the coil is good, but do we know this thing is actually closing? Like, is it actually working? So what I did to test that is I took these leads that I have here and I hooked them up to the battery, and I clicked over the relay with the battery, and then I measured resistance on pins 30 and 87. So you can hear it clicking. So you can hear that relay clicking. Now if we take these and hook them up in a semi-permanent manner, like this, ow, then bash your head on the hood, then you grab your multimeter once again and set it up so you can, then we measure resistance between pin 30 and pin 87 while the power is on, and here we got 0.1 of an ohm. So that means that the thing is good and it is connected. And just to make sure, if we unclick it, this now should say open load. Yep, open load, or overload, or open. Anyways, basically it's open. So we know that the relay is good. What's next? Well, next we're going to reinstall this. We'll have a quick look at the wiring diagram. So in my opinion, these wiring diagrams are not the greatest, but here's the wiring diagram. So we have the connector from the engine control, the EEC, connector 101, then we have the inertia switch, and then we have the relay. And we're not getting, the issue with the relay is, I'll show you. When we key on in 2, the fuel pump should be coming on, so we should have power from 86. We should see 12 volts difference in between 85 and 86. Pin 85 and 86, which are pins, which are these, connectors right here. So, so if we measure between 85 and 86, there's approximately 0.05 volts of difference between them, and that's not enough. We should see a 12 volt difference if the relay was going to switch over. So let's go look at what was in line with that again, right? So here's a wiring diagram, and so we're in between here and here and here. So there's technically 3 things that could be the possible issue: connector 101, the inertia switch, the junction box itself, or connector 101 again, right? So what's the most obvious thing to go check? Well, I think the most obvious thing to go check would be the inertia switch, because it's at the back of the vehicle in the trunk and it's really easy to get to. So let's go look at that. Alrighty, so here we are at the back of the vehicle. So this guy right here is the inertia switch, and just fell out. And so this basically, it's like a little thing that if the vehicle like rolls over or something like that, well, you know, some big thing happens, it'll cut the flow of power to the fuel pump, so it won't continue to pump fuel. So it's reset right now. This means it should technically be good. We're going to unplug the inertia switch and measure available voltage. So on this, we should see approximately 12 volts in between each wire. So if we go here, we see, okay, so now here's the inertia switch, and it's hard to get the probes into the switch. So somebody here has already poked holes in the wire. So we'll go from this wire when we're measuring available voltage. So we should see. So you can see now. So if we hook the probes up, 1 and then 2, we got a solid 11.4 volts here. So there's power coming here. So theoretically, if we plug the inertia switch back in, it should work, right? We should see 0 volts difference because electricity is flowing through, right? So let's see. So plug in this guy, put in this guy. as you can see, 11 volts difference again. So that means that the inertia switch is not working, right? So if I unplug this, and I have this jumper, plug it in, and now you can hear that sound. You can hear the fuel pumps running. So yeah, so the issue is, and if we measure this again at this point here, so we plug this in here, plug this in here, 0.2 volts, 0.02 volts difference. The inertia switch is broken. So I'll have to get a new inertia switch, or just cut it out and solder the two wires together and not have an inertia switch. And so yeah, so that was the whole issue. Now the fuel pump runs, and let me take you back around. And now the vehicle does run. So here, let's start it up. See? It's running. Oops, I forgot that. Oh shit. That's a spark there. Huh. So yeah, so it does run now. Starts up. All that stuff. So as you can see from the video, there's a bit of a rough idle on it. So I'll have to look into that and get that fixed up. And any other issues? Yeah, to be honest, I thought that was going to be a lot more complex of an issue than it turned out to be. I was really trying to dig deep into it, but it wasn't that crazy. So I'm pretty happy that it was pretty simple. And yeah, so I just have some minor wiring fixes to do right now. I'll get the soldering iron out, and I'll show you guys that. And that's about it. Okay, so we're back here. I've got it set up to do the soldering that I need to do. So soldering I need to do is just underneath the dash in there on the ECC. There's some ground wires that were broken, and then they were fixed, and then I tried to remove them, and then they broke again. So now I'm just gonna permanently fix them by soldering them back together. So alrighty, so let's get into it. So the two wires I have to fix are these guys here. They're both ground wires. So I'm just gonna solder them all together onto one wire, which is how it was before. So I got some solder here. Let's unwrap some. I got the soldering gun here, and I have some soldering paste. Where did I put that? Right here. So let's get to it. There we go. Soldering paste is open. 20 minutes later. Oh, let's get some here. There we go. We got some soldering paste on there. Put some soldering paste on the wires here. Put the soldering gun on. We have to be careful because we're so close to this main thing here. So we got it on there. We're heating it up. Alrighty. Let me get in there a bit more. I know the view is probably horrible. Alrighty. That should have pretty much flowed solder throughout the whole joint. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I don't think that's gonna come apart. I need to, ooh, that's hot. Let's throw this over top of it. There. One solder repair, good as new. Now, we should be able to take this and hopefully, perfect. Yeah, no problem. She is good. So yeah, so that's the other repair done. And of course, I also have to either get a new inertia switch or replace the old one. So get a new one or cut out the old one, sorry. Yeah, so for now, I think I'll put this back in. Dear God. Let's see, how's it going with that?